What's up, guys? Brent Hess here with Cagezilla Unchained, brought to you by the Wild Style Network. We are here with one of our upcoming athletes on Cagezilla 85, June 28th. He's going to be in an exciting Boon Chew fight. Let's welcome Honest Abe, Zach Vincent, here to the episode. Zach, how you doing today, my man? Thank you for joining us.
I'm feeling great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I want to say, first of all, glad you wore your Honest Abe hat today, man. People gotta know. People gotta know.
Had to.
Well, hey, for those who might not know you, but I'm sure a lot of people do already, but give us anyway a little bit of a background on yourself, maybe kind of how you came up and what got you into fight sports, man.
So I am completely self-trained. I think of myself as hopefully one of the best self-trained fighters. You'll never really see me not take a fight, strictly because it's a win-win for me. If I win, you just lost against a self-trained fighter. If I lose, you just won against a self-trained fighter. Win-win for me. A little bit of background. When I was in high school, there was a lot of bullying involved, so I kind of just figured out how to learn, how to fight. So
yeah.
I've taken it to the next level and started competing, and I'm having a blast doing it.
That's awesome, man. Have you had any, I know everything for you is coming from within, it sounds like, being self-trained. Have you had any influences along your journey that have kind of helped you, man? Because I always like to kind of see the roots that led to the tree, right? And so when I see some of your influences and kind of that might explain how you got to where you are. So maybe if you could share with us some of your powerful influences that you've had along your way.
So over the span of me, like starting my competition and all that stuff, I've been, going to gyms here and there, not too often, but here and there, going, sparring some of their guys, doing pretty well, being able to keep up with them. And it kind of just told me, I was like, all right, I'm at a decent enough level to be able to compete with these guys. So why not, compete? On top of that, I've always been a huge fan of the UFC. So as I'm watching fights, I'm like, okay, I could try that out. And so I bring myself into here and, I try what I see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it sounds like you got all the passion going for you, man. And you got to have passion if you're going to be self-trained. And not only are you self-trained, but you train others as well, right? I mean, tell us about kind of what you do in that realm too, because I know you have Honest Abe's Combat Academy, and you train some guys. You had one of your guys fighting on our last show. And so tell us a little bit about that and maybe how fulfilling that is for you.
So I go to a public gym, just because they have bags there. And when I'm hitting the bag all the time, I'm getting questions from people like, "Oh, how long have you been doing this? Like, you're one of the best bag people I've seen here."
Yeah.
So I kind of, let them know like, "Hey, I do have a gym. I teach people one-on-one. Here are my rates." So I teach people from the basics up, depending on what the skill level currently is. Right now, I have one student who's actually training for a fight in July 12th, which is my birthday. So
Hey.
I'm excited for his first win. So we'll see how that goes. It's a kickboxing fight. So that's, kind of a little bit of my expertise.
Yeah.
He was actually just here. We just finished a session for about 2 hours. So I kind of, take whoever wants to learn from the basics up, and depending on what people want to do, we go from there. So if some people, want to train just to have self-defense, or some people want to train to compete, I train all levels. So it's fun. That last guy who was actually fighting for Cagezilla, he actually met me through TikTok, and he reached out and he was like, "Hey, I want to come, train with you sometime." So he came down, we trained, and he wanted to get himself a fight. So I was like, all right, yeah, we could, set it up, because he did pretty well. So we set up the fight, and sounded like he had a blast. So
That's awesome, man. Getting these guys some good experience, teaching them along the way and sharing your passion with their passion and kind of helping build them up. And like you say, not everybody's in it for the same reason. Some people want to compete. Some people want self-defense. Some people probably just want to get in shape, right? They just want to lose some weight. So it sounds like you at Abe's Combat Academy can do all of those things. And that's amazing that you take that upon yourself. Now, talking about you and fighting, you've been fighting for us for quite some time now, man. Cagezilla, I think when you put on that Honest Abe hat and you walk in the building, a lot of people probably recognize you, man, and that's a cool thing. And so, but I think ultimately your more of your strong passion lies in the striking realm, right? And I know, you've competed in MMA, you've competed in kickbox, you've competed in Boonshu before, and I think ultimately where you've maybe come up short sometimes have been in the submission category, where guys will kind of avoid the striking with you, right? And try to get you to the ground. I know at least on your last one, you were like, man, I thought this guy, being a striker, right? Because he was, I thought this guy was gonna stand and bang with me, man, and he just didn't want any part of that. And so tell us kind of a little bit about that before we get into your next fight. Tell us a little bit about kind of what you've learned along the way and some of the insight that you can share with us on your journey up to this point and your competitive journey specifically up to this point.
So a lot of what I've realized is my striking's at a pretty decently high level for the most part. So what I've realized is a lot of these guys who, sign up to fight me in MMA specifically, they don't want to strike. So they just take out, because that's their best option. Yeah. Which that kind of led me to, for the rest of this year, most likely I'll probably just be doing striking until I, work on my grappling a lot more, which I'm working with some high school guys who I used to wrestle with. And until I feel that my wrestling is, where it should be, I probably stick with the striking sports for the most part right now, and just build experience in combinations and just overall fight experience in boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, all that fun stuff. Yeah. I might do a Taekwondo tournament. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a combat Taekwondo I saw that came out, and that's getting popular now too. So, but yeah, it sounds like your striking is kind of where your passion lies, and you working on taking the initiative and working on your wrestling. And I think mainly for you, it's going to be takedown defense, right? Like making sure these guys who are trying to dive at your legs and get you to the floor, you can defend that, and you can keep them where you wanted the fight to be, right? And is that sound accurate as far as what you're kind of working on right now?
Most definitely, yeah. Because if I can keep it standing up, that's my best bet. That's where my knockout power lies. That's where my striking. That's where my combinations lie, and all that. Yeah. And I've realized, like, once I'm on my back, I'm like, oh crap, I'm kind of screwed here. So.
Yeah, man. You got some crazy strikes, and that kind of leads us into your next fight. I mean, I think Boonshu is, well, first of all, Boonshu is like one of the more exciting fight styles to watch, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it's all the Muay Thai, elbows, knees, punches, kicks, obviously. You got great kicks, by the way, and but with the 4-ounce gloves on. So I think that in and of itself makes a huge difference. The big poofy gloves versus the little gloves. It's a big impact change. I mean, when you hit somebody with the little gloves on, it's way different, I think, than with the big gloves on. And so You got a big one coming up here on Cagezilla 85. I think Bunchu is your style, man. This style was made for you, right? Like, you're a guy who likes to bang, and you don't like pads. However, you don't like necessarily people taking you down. So this is, you're up against Eric Aguilar here. He hasn't fought Bunchu, so you have a little bit of a Bunchu advantage on him in the sense of you fought this rule style before. You fought with little gloves before. He has not. But he had a pretty exciting fight. He was, I believe, the main event on our TCB a couple ones ago. Really, really exciting fighter who's gonna, in my opinion, bring it right from the beginning of the fight. There's not going to be like a feeling out process, and you're that kind of guy too. Tell us what, if anything, do you know, first of all, about Eric Aguilar coming into this big Bunchu fight here, June 28th?
So I watched his last fight, which I believe was 3 or 4 months ago. Which his striking's pretty decent. However, he's not used to small gloves. I'm very used to these small gloves. I love the small, because I actually just fought a Muay Thai bout in Maryland with big gloves and pads, and I tell you what, them gloves don't feel like nothing. These 4-ounce gloves, they feel nice. I like the feeling of them. So I believe I have an advantage with knowing how to take a punch with these gloves. 'Cause it's very different. I believe that my striking is going to overpower his striking in every aspect. It's going to be an exciting fight. I'm fully prepared to walk out of that ring with a broken nose, even more broken than it already is. So we'll see how it plays out. I do plan on, hopefully, if Cagezilla is up for it, is fighting for a Bunchu title, which I know has never happened before.
Right.
I do plan on, hopefully, trying for that after this win. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because I believe the fans would love something like that,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, at least from my point of view, I wish we had more Bunchu fights on the card, but and it's not that we're not open to it, but it's a pretty rough rule set. I mean, a lot of the grappling / MMA guys, they need that outlet, right? They need that mentally. They're like, hey, if things go south, I need to be able to take this guy down, right? And then you got the Muay Thai guys who are like, I don't know if I want to fight Muay Thai with MMA gloves on, So it takes a guy like you, it takes a guy like Eric to make this fight happen, and man, I'm really excited for it, man. This is our only Bunchu fight on the card, so it could be a fight of the night in my opinion. Now tell our fans what they can expect to see from Honest Abe, what kind of energy you'll be bringing into this one, because I know that you got a lot of good energy behind you coming into this Bunchu fight. I mean, you're smiling ear to ear when I first told you about it, and I know that you were excited to get in there. And you and Eric, man, I mean, both of you guys are dynamic fighters that bring the heat, man. What can we expect to see from you come fight day, June 28th?
Definitely a very, very exciting fight. I plan on, definitely showing how much better my striking has gotten since I've started fighting. I'm fully prepared for a bloody fight. I'm always ready for that. I love getting bloody. I love giving out blood, So it'll be a very, very interesting fight. And I believe most people who know when it is striking with Honest Abe fighting in the cage, it's an exciting time every time that it's just effect. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm going in for the kill this time around, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. No, I know you're a kind of fighter that, again, as I've seen you fight before and I've commentated your fights, and you're a guy that leaves it all out there, man. Win or lose, you are leaving everything out there. You are committed to this, and you're willing to sacrifice your body. You know, you're not out there trying to feel it out or trying to play it safe or, you know, eke out a win. You're one of those guys that get in there and you're like, hey man, I'm gonna kill or be killed kind of thing, right? And so that's the kind of mentality that you come in there with. And man, I really can't wait to see you in there. Well, I mean, before we finish up, I always like to collect a quote or a motto. I know Honest Abe might have some insight into a nice quote for us, maybe something that you've read or something that has been shared with you that you can pass along to our Cagezilla Unchained audience here.
My quote is, discipline will beat your motivation every day of the week. If you have discipline to do something, it's going to take you farther than just your motivation, because motivation can only take you so far.
I like that, man. Yeah, that's a good one, because discipline is a choice, right? And motivation, in a sense, is a choice, but you're not always motivated, right? So if you are committed to staying disciplined, then that'll take you a lot further than just relying on, hey, if I wake up this day and I'm motivated, then I'm gonna go run, right? Or something like that, right? If you have the discipline to say, hey, I planned on running, I'm gonna lace up my shoes and go put the feet to the pavement. And you know, that'll take you a lot further, man. I like that one. Discipline. What was it? Discipline will take you a lot further than motivation. Is that it?
Yep. Discipline is a lot better for your soul than motivation ever will be.
I like it. I like that, man. Well, hey, man, you're a fan favorite here at Cagezilla. You got everything going for you: the skills, the hat, the beard, man, the Honest Abe nickname, your own academy. You're even training guys to get in here. So, man, you're a young man with a lot of passion, a lot of good spirit, man, and a martial arts spirit, and I love that about you, man. Give us a way that we can follow you, you know, whether that be your social medias. I heard you have TikTok too, man. So give us a way we can follow your journey and show you a little love online, man, for your fans.
So my TikTok is Journey of Honest Abe. It's pretty easy to find. You just look up Honest Abe. Most likely it'll be the first one that pops up. Same thing with Instagram, Journey of Honest Abe. Facebook, Zach Abe Vincent. You guys can, you know, follow me on there. I am going to be selling here shirts. I just came out with some shirts for Abe Academy, so I'll have one hopefully on display at Cagezilla for you to, you know, write your number down so I can get your information. I'll even ship it out to you once it comes in.
Cool.
They're going to be 25 a pop. So, you know, we'll see how many people want to support Honest Abe on his journey. That's
awesome, man. Yeah, no, you sent me the logo, and I was like, man, that's a great looking logo, and that's gonna be a great looking shirt. I hope, excuse me, I hope everyone can follow you first on socials, and then hopefully the way they order is they just reach out to you, and you'll figure it out from there. Yep, pretty much. Cool. Cool, man. Well, hey, I'm certainly excited for this Bunchu fight, man. Bunchu, like I say, is a fan favorite, at least for me. And you know, I hope training, everything continues to go awesome for you leading up to June 28th, and you stay healthy, which is the most important thing, right? And thanks once again. I know you got training, and I know you got a ton of stuff going on, so I appreciate you taking a little time to join us here today on Cagezilla Unchained. Yeah, thanks for having me. I always love being on the show, so, you know. Yeah, man. Now, people recognize you at this point, man. They know who Honest Abe is. There's only one Honest Abe here in Cagezilla, and that's you. So, yeah, man, thanks for joining us once again. Thank you. All right, guys. There you have it. Honest Abe, Zach Vincent will be one half of our exciting Bunchu fight here coming up on Cagezilla 85, June 28th. Make sure you guys do not miss this card. It's going to be a crazy one. And make sure you guys are picking up your tickets at CagezzillaTickets.com. Until next time, signing off, Cagezilla Unchained. Much love and respect. We'll see you guys all very soon.